Hey everyone, it's Jason, and these are my top 3 cruise news stories of the week. And I have to wonder, did these passengers really think they were going to get away with stealing thousands of dollars from the cruise line? So cruise story number 1, and you have to think this is a design flaw, because the Carnival Panorama, we found out this week, the next 4 sailings, which is roughly a month of sailings, have been canceled. Now, Carnival did the right thing by their passengers, 100% refunds, and then the next 2 cruises, they're offering a 100% future cruise credit, while the following 2, a 50% future cruise credit. So I think they did the right thing by their passengers there, but they continue to have issues. This is now the Vista class ships, the Panorama, the Vista, the Horizon. They are always in the news with issues. And the Panorama is like a 4-year-old vessel. Should not be having these issues with their propulsion systems. So you have to wonder, what is the design flaw there? Any thoughts on that? I read a few people saying, hey, look, this system the Isopod is relatively new in a matter of speaking. It's only 20-something years old. So, there's certain issues that we don't realize, bearings, everything, that they just can't handle, maybe the amount of pressure of pushing this kind of vessel. So, love to know what you guys thought. I don't know if there's any engineers out there that watch this, but would love to know your thoughts on why the Vista class ships seem to be plagued with so many issues. So cruise story number 2, and the growth of Port Canaveral. 6.8 million cruise passengers in 2023 versus like 4 million in 2022. Just huge growth out of Port Canaveral, and we're seeing it. There's now another Oasis class ship going out, 3 and 4 day sailings. We heard that NCL is going to put the new NCL Agua out of Port Canaveral. That's where they're going to open their maiden voyages out of there. And we found out that Celebrity and Princess are also going to be added in the future to Port Canaveral. The growth there is just astonishing. It is just blowing up. So congratulations to Port Canaveral. For us in Central Florida, it is a great thing. We love it. It's also a really easy to access port from Orlando. It's 45 minutes away. And there has been some talk that Brightline will have a stop there in Port Canaveral, and that might be from the airport like 15 minutes, because that is the stretch that on the train that goes 125 miles an hour. So that is an interesting development. We've heard some rumblings of that possibly in the future also. So congratulations to Port Canaveral on their enormous growth. So before I get to cruise story number 3, I would ask that you please like the video, as it does help the channel grow. Also, consider subscribing, as I do daily cruise news shorts and tips and tricks. I also do longer cruise videos on Saturdays and Sundays at 8 a.m. Thanks so much. So cruise story number 3, and I wish I could say this one surprises me, but it really doesn't, is 4 passengers were arrested as they were coming off of the Carnival celebration in Miami for using stolen credit cards for their shipboard accounts. Now, this is where they got red flagged, is they spent anywhere from $3,000 to over $20,000 on those shipboard accounts, with the one that spent over $20,000 doing an $11,000 cash out in the casino, and they had used a stolen credit card to book the cruise. So that is where red flags came in. And if you aren't aware of how the credit card system works on the ships, as you're spending money, they're putting holds on your card. So I one time, never forget, got a phone call from my credit card, and they're like, hey, are you on the Caribbean Princess right now? And I'm like, yes, I am. And I'm like, I've spent, I don't know, about $800. And they're like, okay, because they've put $1,500 on holds, and they actually reached out to us. They were just making sure everything was, good. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. So that's an interesting thing there. So you're not going to get away with stolen credit cards on shipboard accounts. So I appreciate you guys watching this week. If you would, please let me know in the comments what you guys think of Carnival's propulsion issues, the growth in Port Canaveral, and also this crazy last story where they're using stolen credit cards for their shipboard accounts. So thanks so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. And until I talk to you next week, happy cruising.